All right, everybody, welcome to Blades in the Dark, the Gambit, week number 8. My name's Matt, that's Mike, that's Ian, and that's Emily, and we are ready to crime. I think, right?
Oh, I'm ready to crime.
That's good.
How about you?
Well, you know what? If we would stop having technical difficulties, I would be very ready to crime. But it seems that that's not in the cards. It seems that we are going to have a bunch of technical difficulties tonight. As soon as I fixed the technical difficulties that were on our end, I was on Twitter, and the Twitch support account was saying that accounts that are going live aren't showing up. So, you know, who knows what's going on there? Additionally,
you're not a real stream if you don't have tech difficulties.
I guess that's true. It's a qualifying portion of where we are and who we are as real streamers here. But I'm hoping that we don't have any more technical difficulties. We also had an issue with our intro not fading out like I told it to. I got some stuff to work on. So I'm sorry that we had a bit of a clumsy start this evening, but thank you for coming along and joining. Really excited to be... Oh, thanks, Em. Really excited to be playing Blades in the Dark again. This is the third week in a row we've played, and there was a while where we weren't really able to be playing consistently. There was a bunch of life stuff that kept coming up. So I was just thinking about that today at work. I was like, man, this is the third week in a row that we get to play Blades in the Dark. That's neat. I don't think we've done that in a while. Like, just been able to be online 3 weeks in a row. So, yeah, I'm really excited to play. But before we play, I want to check in with you guys. Mike, how are you doing? I see that there's a bit of a backdrop change for you.
I'm in a different place. How is everybody?
Where are you?
I'm in the great state of Washington.
That's not Kansas.
That is strictly better than Kansas. And in green.
Yes. Tell me why are you in Kansas, or how long have you been in not Kansas? I said Kansas. Well, how long have you been in Washington?
Kansas.
I have been in Washington since Sunday at approximately 4 p.m. local time, which is approximately like 24 hours prior to when anyone here knew that I was here, which was fun.
Yeah. I found out on Monday that he was here, and we had dinner together last night, but I had no idea that he was even leaving or headed this direction. So
I really considered like not telling anybody until like this moment and just showing up on stream. Matt would be like, Mike, is that your garage door behind you?
I honestly would have been like, Mike, where are you? And why did you arrange those posters exactly like they were in your garage? I would not have expected that this is your garage.
I'd be like, well, Matt, you see. But yeah, so I'm here. I decided to at least postpone going to school until I can find a way to do that a little bit more financially responsible. So that's that. So I'm looking for a job now.
Cool.
I got some interviews lined up, and I'm having fun.
Cool.
I'm playing Blades in the Dark, and I have a story to tell you guys about my trip here.
Tell us, please, because I've heard this story already. I think it's a great story.
It's a fabulous story. I almost got arrested, which was fun.
For leaving Kansas?
For leaving Kansas.
Nobody's allowed. Nobody in, nobody out.
Wanted to stop at my local bank in my local town, both of which will remain nameless for should be obvious reasons. I don't want to give any names for this, but I wanted to stop in there to withdraw the rest of my money and close my account because there are none of that bank here in Washington. It was a Saturday at this time, and banks in small towns are closed on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
This one had just recently adopted that policy. So I walked up to the door. I opened the first door, and then I opened the second door and entered the lobby where all the lights were off. And I heard a chirping noise.
Freaking unlocked.
I heard a chirping noise coming from somewhere in the back of the bank, and I was like, this is odd. There's nobody here. The lights are off. Door was unlocked. And I'm pretty sure that that's the alarm going off. This is awkward. And so I stood there for about 30 seconds until the alarm actually started to go off, because it was during that time period they gave you to input the code. But I obviously couldn't do that because I don't know the code.
You couldn't have rolled a check to see if you had the code. A flashback.
I failed my walk into a bank for not nefarious purposes roll.
Well, darn it, Michael.
So I set off the alarm at my bank and then proceeded to walk out of the bank and drive myself down to the local police department, where they were on the phone with the bank about how the alarm was going off. And
So Mike's now wanted. His wanted level is
It is
4.
I.
I told them, hey, I was just at the bank and I walked in the front door and set off the alarm. I apologize. I am leaving the state because I am moving. I just want to make sure that I am not going to be chased down the highway by a patrolman for breaking into a bank.
Man, what
Well,
if
somebody's getting fired.
Yes, most likely someone is going to get fired.
like what if you were driving down the road and just like cops for every different
Roadblocks.
Amazing.
Calling the SWAT team. I am
Slash
on
your
camera.
tires.
I am definitely on camera.
Yeah.
Just walking through the front door and standing there, setting off the alarm.
Yikes.
Wow. Only in Kansas.
Only in Kansas.
Only in Kansas. Yikes.
That was a story. So as I was leaving the town, I saw the patrolman coming the other way past me with his lights on, heading towards the bank. And I was like, I'm sorry.
wait. When you say the patrolman, are you saying that there's literally only one patrolman in the city you were living in Kansas? Michael?
There's like 2 or 3 in the county.
Oh.
See, if there are any bank robbers who are watching this stream, they're gonna be like, dude.
Yeah.
Why do you think I didn't name the town or the bank?
All smart
No,
decisions.
They'll figure it out.
No.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I also did not name the town or the bank in the tweet that I tweeted out mentioning how I set the alarm off at the bank. Because
Staying as much off the grid you can while keeping up your social media cred.
I have learned my lesson, because I did make a Facebook post about a specific bank and named the specific bank about
Yes, you
something that happened, and they called me and told me to take the post down because it was a security risk.
Was this a different incident?
This
Or
is
was
here
this-
locally, Em.
This was local.
Yeah.
I didn't set off
Not
another
your first
alarm,
rodeo.
but something happened, and I made a humorous post about how I thought it was humorous on Facebook, and was told to take it down.
Man,
So how's
What?
Ian?
Like,
Ian? How's
can we? You guys remember that meme, the Bad Luck Brian meme?
Yeah.
How can I forget?
It's him. It's him. Old meme, but he lives on in Blades in the Dark. Yeah, Ian, how are you, man?
I think my situation is coming to terms with my life is okay, but not feeling okay, I think
Okay.
is a fair.
Interesting.
My job has been very boring and stressful in the last week. And just yesterday, a customer sent an email to not my boss, but my boss's bosses,
Okay.
and was complaining about the service he was given, to which he completely left out how rude he was in it, and made it seem
of course,
like
right? Like
the person he was talking about was, rude, and the person he was referring to could only mean 2 people in the store. So my boss was like, "Hey, Ian, did you help this customer?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I helped that guy. He was real rude." And he's like, "Well." So I'm in this situation where I have to figure out if my job is okay. I think it is, but
I'm sure it is. I remember. Hi, Kat. Hi, Megas. Welcome.
he waved.
I saw when I was working at the hotel, a lot of Yelp reviews and a lot of TripAdvisor reviews that were like people just being just crazy upset over like really stupid things, and man,
Verifiably stupid.
verifiably stupid things. Yeah.
Well, the funny part was he walked up to me while I was sorting our aisle of screws and bolts and such.
Mhm.
So it was a very, very important task I was doing. And he walks up to me and he's like, "Hey!" And I knew as soon as he walked over to our side that something was up.
Mhm.
So as soon as he started explaining it, I was just listening to what he said, nodded the whole time, was like, "Okay, well, that was weird." Walked over to the other side of the store, asked a coworker like what the heck was up with that. And she's like, "Oh yeah, he sent an email. It's on the front. You can go read it." And I read it, and I got so angry.
Man. Yeah,
Like,
no, totally.
Wow.
It is incredibly both embarrassing and also upsetting when someone comes into like a store that you work at is just rude to you from the get-go, right? Or like something that's out of your control goes wrong for them and you're like trying to just help them, and instead of them being a reasonable human being, they like bitch and moan about it, and it just makes everything like or act like they know your job better than you do. That's the worst one for me, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like being angry, and I also don't like being angry at work. So
Yeah,
that
totally.
that ruined my night. But
Sorry.
today I watched Michael Bolton's big, sexy Valentine's Day special on Netflix.
How was that?
If you haven't seen it,
I haven't.
I have
it's,
not.
It's really good. It's by The Lonely Island and Comedy Bang Bang.
Oh.
Both nice, Matt.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
I saw it with my own 2 eyes, my own
I
4
just-
eyes actually.
I just like I just failed to face my glasses are now fogging up because I'm embarrassed. You can't see it. Wow, that was like.
I feel like I'm
Did someone
next.
clip
This
that?
is
Is someone
like Final
clipping that?
Destination.
Someone clip that in because what? I just like had a mental lapse. I was like, yep, sure, whatever.
It looked like you just poured it in your lap.
Well, like I did like.
That's
Nice.
not your lap.
Well, okay, I'm pulling this up, right? Like,
Don't flash the camera, Matt. You get banned from Twitch. You know.
but
Yeah.
yeah, wow. Let's move on from
Nice.
that. that by the way is how I'm doing today. Anything else, Ian, for you?
No, just watch Michael Bolton's big,
Yeah.
sexy comedy Valentine's Day special. They saved Christmas.
That's great.
Yeah,
Wrong
Good.
holiday,
Yeah.
but that's great.
they do save it, so watch it.
Nice. Yeah,
Important.
Emily, you and I'll have to watch that at some point. Emily.
Word.
Yeah, how are you?
I am, I'm doing better than I was like an hour ago, maybe.
Probably better than 24 hours ago as well.
Yes, that too, because I have this wondrous newish computer that I could do so many exciting things with, but editing videos on Premiere is not something I can do yet for reasons that I will not get into at this point. But as far as I know, I haven't experienced any work or bank related embarrassments yet, but I did experience a lot of rage last night, and Matt was present for that and trying to alleviate it as we search forums high and low for solutions that as of yet have not been found. But
Yeah.
potentially there's still some things we could do. Basically, yeah, just that's not a fun thing when I really want to start making more content. Now there's this big barrier to entry for that. So, but besides that, yeah, and last night I was just so unraveled that I barely even slept for some reason, but I laid down for like 20 minutes before dinner and now I actually feel like a person again. So
That's great.
that's
very
my
good.
story.
Yeah, I yesterday I had planned to spend my evening working in Premiere, messing with some things because I use Sony
Oh,
Vegas.
we worked in Premiere.
I use Sony Vegas to edit the videos, the VODs for this every week, and then upload them. Minor subtle things to make the video quality better, so that it doesn't lose any. Well, it doesn't lose as much quality from Twitch to YouTube. And learning Premiere to do those same things is difficult. So I was just going to spend the whole evening doing that, and then Emily was like, "Hey, we're having issues getting this thing to work," and so I was up, dude. I'm so tired right now because I was up way later than I've been all like for the last like 2 weeks, and yeah, we still haven't figured it out. So I'm exhausted, but I'm here. I'm excited to play Blades in the Dark. The final rule set is finally out for Blades, and I got the special edition. I pre-ordered it, so Em and I can have a hard copy later on, and really excited for that. And Magus Verborum, I see you in the chat asking if it's necessary to catch up on the previous episodes before watching this one. You totally can if you'd like to. And in fact, if you want to, there's the playlist. I just put it in the chat for all of the previous episodes of the Blades in the Dark, the Gambit series. We split up our playthrough into 2 seasons because the first season had a slightly different cast. It also had, it was just a story chapter. You know, when you're reading a book, how you reach the end of a chapter and it's like, okay, I can put down the book for a bit and come back to it. And if I started this next chapter, I would know generally where we are at. That's what we did there. So if you want to catch up on the last 8 weeks of it, you absolutely can. You're more than welcome to join us tonight and watch this and hang out. I don't think that it'll be too hard to pick up, especially if you've seen any of the other Blades content that's out there. But before we start, we should go through and just do a real quick character recap so that anyone that's new can watch and know who we are. How does that sound?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Cool. So I will start, since I have this overlay here with my stats. You can see it right there. Look at that. I am playing as Oscar Frogmore. He's a Whisper, which is someone who uses like arcane, ghosty magic stuff. And I have some special abilities that let me do that. I have a ghost brother, and he's AFK, basically, right now. And other
You've
than
lost
that,
your Willy.
yeah, I've lost my Willy. And other than that, like, I'm an old man. Emily, who are you?
My name is Lyric Portis, and I am an ex-Leviathan hunter. I was the sole survivor of the SS Ballad, and I strolled up onto the shore of Duskfall and joined this band of fellow ne'er-do-wells and criminal types to do illicit business in the city. And I am sort of the plaything of a demon named Satara, and she has messed with me, and hopefully someday I will mess with her back. But in the meantime, she's holding a few things over my head at this point. But I am a Whisper, so I can sense things in the ghost field, much like Oscar can. That's kind of our skill set, if you will. And I mean, that's kind of the basics. My father / 2 brothers, all of whom were Leviathan hunters as well. They are missing in action, so kind of abandoned by the family, or perhaps they were taken.
Oh,
Mysteries abound, but
spooky.
Yeah.
And Mike, who are you?
Hello, I am playing Weaver Karstis. He is the best class.
okay.
All right, that's it. Thanks everybody for watching. We're gonna call it quits there. Thanks. Next show's gonna be 28th. Just kidding. Keep talking, Mike.
He is
Best
from
class.
Aruvia, and I'm super into this new content that John released for Capital City, I suppose you would call it, of Aruvia, Uduasha. That is where I was thinking that Weaver was from for this content, but now I have a whole lot of extra stuff to work into his backstory. That's super cool. If you don't have the special edition, get that and read that content. It's super cool. He, like I said, he's a lurk. He does a lot of sneaking and he does some fighting. Pretty neat. And he's about to probably die. So,
Well, I mean, is he? Is
die
he
or
about
get
to die?
caught, probably.
Well, we'll see, I guess. Yeah.
Depends
You're in
on
a bit
depends
of a
on how
precarious-
hard I can game this and fictional position myself to victory.
Well, that is the name of the game. And Ian is our Blade Master. He's our GM, our DM, or whatever you want to call it. He's the guy who makes the game tick for us. So, yeah. Ian, why don't you go ahead and give us a little recap about where we have been and where we're headed now. A little recap of last episode, like we always do.
Yeah, so last episode we ended a score of taking on the Foghounds, a somewhat rival gang, and went to our downtime actions. After we finished that, it was made clear to Emily's character Lyric that an old face had appeared. His name was Hester. He's a Scovelander. Unknown to the crew, he was also and is still a vampire. Off basically telling Lyric that her mother was also a vampire and in Duskfall, and that if she wanted to learn more, she could meet with him. So after meeting with the rest of the crew, she told them about the meeting with Hester. They devised a plan to go meet with him, while Weaver snuck into the building with the crew of Skulks, which is our cohort. Michael successfully made it into the building and hid after maybe a few troubles. And after that, Oscar and Lyric met with Hester in said building, which was a abandoned waxworks museum slash before that a Leviathan hunting and manufacturing plant. Meeting with Hester, he explained a little bit more about how Lyric's mother had sort of joined with the spirit that had possessed her and thus created this entity that is fairly dangerous. And in doing so to earn their trust, he revealed that he was a vampire as well, and that it was in their mutual benefit to help each other. He gave them a piece of paper with instructions to an item that they could use to track Lyric's mother, who is named Vesper, by the way. After which they left the building, Weaver and the crew stuck around for a bit, and
the crew being
discovered
the Lurks.
The Skulks, yes.
Yeah, Skulks. Sorry.
So yeah. So after sticking around, Weaver noticed an exchange between Hester and some, I believe it was like a captain of some sort, dropping off a cargo of what he discovered to be spirit bottles, which is like it's like a ghost in a bottle, essentially.
It's my spirit
Knowing
in a bottle.
That, yeah. After which we ended the episode with the knowledge that Weaver was going to steal one of those bottles, and today we'll cut back into that scene. So, right now, I believe it was 12 crates of spirit bottles, is surrounded by,
Hold
I
on a
believe
second.
it was 6 guards.
You're a little
Yes.
bit Mr. Destructoid right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what's
Great.
going on there. Yeah, sorry about that. We're trying to increase the quality of our sound by using Discord for voice while using Skype for video, and it is proving to be less useful in certain situations. So bear with us. Let me
Is
just
it better now?
making some changes here. I'm gonna make a change.
For once in your life.
Thank you. I was hoping you would.
It's gonna feel
real good. Gonna make a difference.
It's gonna make a difference.
And now Ian comes in with saying, "Gonna make it right." No, nothing. Okay.
Oh.
All right. No more Michael Jackson. Ian, how are you? Why don't you go ahead and speak?
Am I still
Good for me.
robot?
Yeah, you seem
Sweet.
good right now. We'll
All
just
right.
have to push through though. So.
The setup is awesome, except for the fact that I have to have about 6 or 7 different programs open for all the info I need. So it makes it very difficult. for
I'm
me.
with you.
Anyways, the box, 12 crates. The 12 crates are surrounded by 6 guards. You are in the catwalks above the boxes, and Hester and Reynolds, Hester's bodyguard, are have walked away somewhere else in the facility. So what are you going to do?
I would like to possibly initiate a flashback if it's not going to cost me any stress.
Why is that, Michael? Why don't you want to take on any stress?
Yeah.
I'm
A little.
one stress away from trauma.
Oh.
So if this could be a 0 stress flashback, it's just a conversation with the Skulks beforehand, basically. So I think, it should qualify for 0 stress. I basically want to have set up beforehand some hand signals or some form of signal to have one of the Skulks knock out the lights in the facility so that it's dark.
Okay.
How do you knock out the
Um,
lights in the facility?
Yeah, I mean, how are you going to do that? There's not just one light. There's
Fuse box,
like several dozen.
or something of that nature.
Yeah,
Breaker,
I mean,
breaker box. There's got to be something like that, like a centralized.
your flashback would be zero cost if you had directed them to do this hand signals, but to get them to to knock the lights out, it's going to be stressing you unless you wish to have them roll for that.
How would it stress me to have them knock out the lights?
Well, because they'd have to know how to do it and know where it is. You know, you'd have to do something.
And it's an action that affects the story.
Okay.
So its action is based on how the effects of the flashback change the present.
Okay. Well, I can't afford to take any stress. So you said that if I just, try to have them do that, then it wouldn't be any stress.
Yeah, like if you wanted to use the flashback to have and one of the skulks pulls the lever and turns off the lights, then that would be stress. But to have them roll to see if they can complete that task would take them out of you steal whatever you want to steal, but you would knock the lights out depending on how they did.
Right.
All right,
So basically, if you tell you can give them the hand signals for free, but they still have to roll to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Cool.
They should be rolling 3 dice, I think, because they roll their quality.
Plus, they get a bonus because we have elite skulks.
Right.
Which gives them a bonus die when doing things that are related to the cohort type. So because they're skulks, they're sneak thieves, and they do skullduggery. So this is one of those things.
Dice. Hopefully they do well. Come on, guys, don't let me down.
Where are you rolling it, or do you want me to roll it?
I thought you were rolling it. I'll go ahead and roll it.
No, I got it.
Okay.
I'm going to use the crew sheet to do it.
Okay.
I was trying to get it up.
Okay. Did it with a complication.
Yes.
We're good.
So what happens is the lights do go out in the building, and it for a brief second there's it darkens and all the guards kind of they start to say talk loudly, say things like, what's going on, who's done this, and one of the skulks takes a piece of a tool and hacks away at the fuse box so it stays, they cannot fix it. And as they're running away, they're spotted by one of the workers who was in that portion of the building. And he says hey, who's there? And when they obviously don't respond to that, he's starts shouting for some guards. So there's now guards over on a different portion of the facility looking for the skulks, and the 6 guards that are were guarding the boxes are still there, but the lights are out in the building.
Okay, so I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity. It's probably not going to be too long that I have, so I'm going to try to move around in the shadows, using boxes or anything I can as cover to make my way towards where the boxes are stacked, and I want to try to quietly open one of them up and just take a single bottle out of it.
These bottles, they're not just tiny vials, right? They're actually it's a bottle, right?
They're not small, but they're not huge. I've got a jar, a little mason jar here.
Cool.
They're about that size.
Okay, cool.
They usually contain, and they can contain multiple or one spirit. It depends on the size of the bottle. So I don't know if Weaver would know how many spirits can be in this bottle. So
His just wants
so you're
warm.
trying to.
Yeah. So
Yes.
Correct.
The guards are like they have, or like I guess torches is what they're calling them. The English way.
Flashlights.
But yes, they have like this weird green glow to them because of just like the lighting and stuff, and I think it's cool. So
cool.
So the guards on the boxes are now like kind of shining flashlights around so they can see. How do you see in the dark?
I have dark sight mask.
Yes.
So
Did you
More like a
box?
dank sight mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I marked that on my sheet for my load. So what that does is it makes it so that if it's dark and they have it on, I see as if it's fully lit.
Yes.
Just night vision goggles of Duskwall.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Tell me about how my position's desperate, Ian.
Tell me about how your position desperate. It's risky.
How can we make this desperate? I'm all about that
How can you
Daredevil.
make it desperate? Well, I mean, you can make it. Let's see.
I can trade position for effect is usually what the rules allow you to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of more interesting because we've done that, but I like the idea of you could do that whole bit where I'm trying to think. Is this is more of a devil's bargain? I'll keep that for the devil's bargain. Yeah,
Okay.
you could put the. Let me think.
Because if maybe one way we could say it's desperate is if I'm like up above them on the catwalks and I try to do like a Mission Impossible, down the rope, steal a vial and go back up the rope kind of a thing.
I'm gonna say like we'll keep that because I was thinking of ways, but those are devil's bargains. Those are good devil's bargains. So I'm gonna keep that for the devil's bargains. But like you can push yourself from. I think what you're positioning right now is risky with a limited effect because they are very good guards.
Okay. So if I push it to desperate,
yes.
I can get standard effect.
Yes.
Are we accounting for my reduced effect for my injuries with that?
So not, I wasn't. So.
Uh-oh.
Because there's a lot of stuff going on here, so we got to make sure to keep on top of it.
Yeah, so I assume that will still count even if you get a boost to that. So yeah, you're looking at pushing it, keeping it at. Oh man, yeah.
Because let's talk. Let's just take step by step. What's my starting position and my starting effect?
Limit. You're at a what? Your position would be risky, and your effect would be limited.
All right. So if my position is risky and limited, then my position is reduced because of my injury to no effect if my starting is limited. And then by pushing myself to desperate position, I can bump that back up to limited effect instead of zero effect.
I guess so, yes.
And so we're going to do...
This sounds like the sort of
desperate.
situation where perhaps Weaver should think about his life and like, maybe I should
Yeah.
go home for the night.
Nope.
Maybe you should just not.
Meanwhile, like Lyric and Oscar are just like at the Gambit,
just-
like,
Chilling, looking at our paperwork.
yeah.
Yeah, he's not on board with leaving. All right, so I am double checking one thing because I have the shadow cloak as well.
Yes.
Does that give me an extra die or an extra effect? I think it's extra.
Let me. Which page of the
Lurk.
rule book is that on? Is that on?
There you lurk. Items. Shadow cloak improves your effect level when you sneak
Yeah.
around. All right, so up to standard because of my
Yes.
shadow cloak from limited, which is good. I don't think I have anything else that increase my effect level unless I can argue for using the silence potion vial and having that fictional benefit to give me extra effect. I know we talked about this a little bit beforehand, but I'll bring it up here during play to see what you guys think about that.
I think in terms of the effect, I think the benefits of the silence potion being that in this situation, if you were close to the guards, they wouldn't be able to make noise and also not be able to hear you. I think
I'm going to be close to them because they're right next to the boxes.
I'm aware of that. I'm just saying that the benefits of it being that your footsteps as well as their shouts are being muffled and the sound is there. I don't know about the effect bonuses because I already believe it's affecting the fictional world enough in that case.
Sure. All right, so just standard effect then, and bonus die. I have an extra bonus die because I'm at desperate because of Daredevil. That also means that my resistance rolls will be at -1. You had some devil's bargains for me, I believe.
Yes, I'm trying to remember exactly how I was going to make that one work. The way I was thinking of it was you're doing that thing where, like the movies when it's like the guards have the flashlights and the guy's sneaking around just as they're moving them. So there's times where maybe they'll see him at the last second, but he dodges behind a thing. So you're doing that. And oh gosh, what? I got too caught up in all the effect bonuses to remember what my actual devil's bargain was.
That's okay,
a lot.
Oh no.
Maybe
it's one of those complicated situations where
it's one of those GM things.
And...
Yeah. You're trying to think of everything that's affecting the situation because you want to do it right.
Maybe
and then you...
I have one to throw out there. In order to, get this and get away, I'm going to have to allow one of the skulks to get caught.
Michael, they're coming for you.
Yep.
They know
Like
about the wing
you.
job.
The one that got the lights out is going to get caught. Is essentially what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, just throwing someone under the bus. First Winston, now this.
I didn't throw Winston under the bus.
No, he just died, but
You
Forget
want
about-
that? Like you're actually offering that as your
I'm
devil's
offering
bargain
that
for...
as my devil's bargain.
Yeah, sure. I'm just warning you. I'm not sure it's worth the bonus die for this action, but you offered it.
That's
so...
for me to decide, fool.
Okay.
All right. I'm not pushing myself. That would be stupid.
please just do it. You should take trauma now, Michael.
Yes.
You can't
Alright.
push yourself because you devil's bargained.
Yep. I'm going to make this roll now.
All right, let me...
Hold on.
So many
Over
fives.
there.
Fives.
Fucking...
Oh, -1 die, though, because of my level 2 harm.
Gosh dang it, Michael.
That's still 5.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'll just... You have so many 5s, so I'll just take a 5 away.
And
All right,
Roll 20
fine.
does, by the way, roll in order. So that all those
Yeah.
are like the...
Yeah.
All right, so we're just going to call it a 5 as the result.
Yes.
Cool.
So you were rolling to sneak. Were you were trying to? I'm trying to think if like
Trying to get the thing and get out.
yeah.
I don't know if we can do that all in one roll, or if we can just say, "Hey, you're there and you have it now, and you're going to have to make another roll to get out." I think that's fair. Splitting it up into 2 rolls.
I think what happens here is so they had checked the crates beforehand with a crowbar. Popped the lid open, looked inside, set it back down. Right. So you being above them dropped down between the flashlight beams, and as you're going, like you reach inside of a crate and you can feel like the glass vial around your fingers, and maybe it like tinks, like knocks against the other ones quietly, but like the guards start hearing some shouting from the other end where the skulks were at. There's like a gunshot. You hear maybe like a scream, a yell, some glass breaking. And as you turn to go, the like vials, they were all next to each other. So one of them that was sitting next to the one you took out the space fell into the space that you were reaching into, right? So like a vial rolled over in the spot and smashes like against the other ones. And so the guards like wheel around and like as you're
They don't hear it though, because the silence potion vial. They can't hear that.
thought you didn't pop it, but you did. Okay. So that doesn't happen.
Michael, can you do us all a favor and make your actions a little less complicated next time? Good God, man.
I'm using every tool that I have
No
at
joke.
my disposal.
Yeah, I guess
here.
that's what happens when you take a solo job at,
Yeah.
one stress away from trauma.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
This is real Blaze in the Dark right here.
Oh, man.
It's not.
Now I've got to figure out how I can accomplish what I wanted to do here. So what happens is, as you turn to go, the guards, one of them like catches the whole wheeling, they see like a bit of your cloak, start to kind of fuse with the shadow and then disappear behind a corner.
Okay.
So one of them catches sight of you. He yells, and they suddenly realize that they can't hear anything, and that they aren't making any noise. And so the one points at you, and you realize that you can't. That they've seen you, and one aims his rifle at you and takes a shot at you, and it hits a crate that's standing next to you. Another they're now pointing their guns at you, and you have to decide how to get out of this mess with about.
I'm gonna run.
I think your 3 guns. You're gonna run.
I'm gonna try to basically, if I'm on the ground floor, there's crates everywhere. They're stacked on top of each other. So I want to do a run, hop on the crates, get up to the catwalk, and go out the skylight.
Okay.
Out the way I came in.
Parkour.
Do some parkour.
I think you're looking at a finesse roll at least to do that.
Jumping and stuff. I would say that's still prowl. I think.
Where's the descriptions of the? I have one here.
That is something that we can find relatively.
Yeah, I'd say it could be. Prowl works. I always thought finesse and prowl could go for that as well.
Yeah,
so
prowl is in the rulebook. It says when you prowl, you traverse skillfully and quietly.
So stealthily and quietly. All right. So I'm fine with it being finesse either way.
I think it's just absolutely prowl. The description is you might sneak past a guard or hide in the shadows. You might run and leap across the rooftops.
Yep,
you might attack someone from hiding with a backstab or blackjack.
Let's talk position. I'm getting shot at.
It's remixed to position.
It's the same position and effect as last time because
pretty much the same scenario.
Yeah.
So desperate standard.
You're not getting your effect from your shadow cloak anymore because you're not sneaking. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So it's
desperate
and limited.
Limited.
Okay. Desperate, limited. Let me just double check my character sheet to see if I have anything that helps me. All right. And one from that, but none because Devil's Bargains.
In this feat of acrobatics that you pull off, you will drop something from something that you have already. Let me see what you have on your sheet.
Don't tell them what it is. You don't tell them what it is until.
I know. I've got to figure out what it is.
Make it a gamble.
Because I can't just be you have to drop something on your sheet, and then there's nothing makes sense for me to drop on his sheet, and then
you drop your drawers and are embarrassed.
I'm not dropping the vial.
I know that. Yeah.
Or are you?
That would defeat the entire. I mean, you might drop
everything would be meaningless.
That would be a total feel bad. Oops, I dropped the thing.
that would be some
all that time.
That'd be 5
wasted.
ticks on the GM horseshit clock,
Yeah.
I'm proud of
but
we're only at 2.
Dropping something else that's not the vial, I would be fine with.
Okay.
If the vial is at risk, then I'm not taking it.
No, the vial. I think that it obviously wouldn't make any sense for me to be you can drop something and it might be the vial. It's all up to my decision, even though I've just said it might be the vial.
Sure.
It's probably going to be the vial. So no, it's not the vial. You will have the vial.
If it is something else, I will take that.
Okay.
Burden. Anything else? Nope. All right, let's do some rolls. Okay, 4. Whew.
Man,
I made it. I'm okay. Probably gonna get shot.
Yeah, just maybe. So yeah, what happens is, and I'm trying to think about this because depending on the situation, this changes. So what happens is, yeah, your goal is to jump from the boxes and stuff onto the catwalk and escape out the window. So you do like a dive out of the way. One of the shots hits where you were standing. You make it onto the crate and jump to the catwalk. And as you're climbing onto the catwalk, you hear like something fall. You don't know exactly what it is because you don't you're in the middle of something at this moment. You can't just be like, oh shit,
Keep
what did I
going.
drop?
You know.
Yeah. So you
drops
get
his
off the
ID
catwalk
and the address to the Gambit.
yeah.
I don't carry that shit on me. You
That's
kidding
good.
me?
That's good.
As you're climbing onto the catwalk, and as you stand, a bullet hits you in the
Ass.
like the bicep.
Dang it.
Okay.
It's a level 3 because of the desperate position you were at.
Armor. I'm going to use 1 armor to reduce that.
How
down
much
to
weight do you
level
have right now? You have
Right now, I am at 1, 2, 3, 4.
okay.
And I have 7 available to me because we have thieves rigging.
Yes.
So if I use the armor, that will bring it up to 5.
Yeah. So what would have been like a like straight up just a bullet blown through your arm, essentially like a musket ball has just ripped into your arm. It goes in, but doesn't go all the way through. Like, and it doesn't go straight in. Like it's in your arm, but it's not in the middle, and it's not hit the bone or anything. It's just sitting on your like right bicep. It hurts a lot though. So just say like shot in the arm or like yeah.
All right, I'm out of there. Out the skylight.
Yeah, so as you go out the skylight, there's a couple more bullets. They
That lodge into your bicep.
blow through the window behind you. Yeah, just hit you in the butt. Just
Something jumped
no.
up and bit me in the buttocks.
yeah. So they go they shoot through the window at you. You can hear. You're not making any sound still, but their gunshots are, and they're yelling to other guards. You can see several on the roof shine flashlights towards your way. And as you run to, where are you going to go? You're out of the building. You're on top of this rooftop. I think we described it being like on 3 sides surrounded by water because it's sitting on like the dock. And the front part is, kind of like the cobblestone street. And right now you are on, I remember where I had pictured it in my head. I think it was like the left side of the building. So you're probably in the left middle.
Here on the Crow's Foot map, which building are you thinking that we're in? Just so I have a general idea as to where I am in the scope of the city.
Yeah, so
Can't you
Because I
just,
want
like,
to-
can't you
in
just
the
like make it
docks.
back?
We're in the docks. Okay, I want
Yeah.
to head. I don't want to head towards the Gambit or the Strait, so I want to head in the opposite direction and go across the rooftops, and try to evade these people.
Okay. I think your position right now might be a little. I'm trying to make this work, but this is so. I think if you're looking at I just moved us to the map of Dustfall, and you're kind of on. Crap! I'm trying to move this thing around. It's a little difficult. I think a building over like in a lower portion of the docks here.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
front
You had
hanging.
you cut out there for a sec.
You're on the lower portion of the docks around this area that I'm pinging on the map right now, or
Okay.
on. Let me.
Okay.
Let me actually write it here. You're right where this X is.
I'm heading east, towards Brightstone, Charter Hall, that kind of general direction.
Okay.
Following the canal across those rooftops, and we're going to try to evade pursuit.
How do you want to do that? Like, what roll do you want to make to do this?
Still thinking
it's
it
going to
sounds
need
like
to be a
prowl.
roll. Yeah.
Desperate position still?
Yeah.
Or have I gotten far enough ahead of them?
No, I think you're. Well, I mean, it's still a risky position. You're just pushing it to desperate to get your actually
Increased
being able
effect.
to do it. Yeah. So it would still be a risky position, not to
Desperate and then limited effect.
Actually, I think it's not. I think right now with you being hurt and with their level, it would be naturally a risky position at this point. Just this one roll, I think, because you have to get off of the building. You're kind of in the middle. You have to get to the front of the building where there are guards and get off of it. So you think you're looking at risky with limited effect. You remember you get a negative effect and a bonus effect because now your shadow cloak does work.
So we're starting at risky and limited.
Yes.
Pushing to desperate for standard effect.
No, I'm sorry. I meant desperate is what you're at. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
I have to consider all this stuff.
So we're at desperate.
You're at
to begin
desperate.
with.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're already getting the bonus die from your and make sure you're marking XP as well.
Yes. All the XP. And
Yeah.
limited effect, you say?
Yes.
Okay. One bonus die knocked down because of that. Devil's Bargains.
Yeah, I think what it is that one of them will recognize you as a part of the crew. It won't give you heat because they don't want the spirit wardens and the blue coats to know. But they're like a couple of them will recognize you for who you are, and you won't be some just random thief.
I'm not going to take that one.
Okay.
Yep, let's do it.
All right.
5.
Yeah, so you do make it away. You jump off the building onto like a little fishing trolley that was there. Come in with its score of fish. You land on the thing of fish, and the guards start yelling at the fishermen to like, hey, pull over, and he's like this little old man, and he's just like, what? I can't hear you. What are you saying? And they're like getting, they can see you slide, off of his boat onto the dock and start running away. And they're like swearing. And as you do this, these two blue coats that were standing there see you. They see you jump off of a building while men armed with guns, I'm
being chased by
yelling
men
you.
with guns here. Come on, coppers, help me out. You're on my side.
Sure, they're totally nice guys.
Yeah.
So
blue
there's
coats are good.
they're just always nice. So they say "Hey, you wait up.
No,
Hey,
I'm
stop."
I'm not waiting.
Yeah, they one of them whistles down the street and another appears and blocks your exit from the dock you're on. And he's not armed with a gun, but he's got a billy club, and he's doing that whole guard thing, smacking it on his hand.
Yeah. I got any escape routes here? Can I go down an alley?
It's a dock.
It's an alley. It's an alley
Well-
to the ocean.
Well,
Yeah.
I was running east, along the canal, so I'm not running out onto a dock because that would be.
I'm saying where you got off from the boat is onto a dock. So yes, you could not. There's no alleys, but there are other adjoining docks that are connected to this one.
Okay.
So technically, yes, for the terms of purposes, there are alleys of docks. So
my intent is to try to find a way around this blue coat.
All
So I
right.
can not have to fight him and just run away.
What type of so you're just trying to make it around him?
Mhm.
What type of role do you want to do? And I'll tell you because the positioning is a little different this time, I think.
Prowl, still
Okay.
running, still jumping, still.
Yeah. The position is back to risky. The
Okay.
effect rating is not at limited now. It's at standard. So with the bonus, if you want to push yourself to desperate, you will then be at standard effect, I believe,
Great
rather
effect,
than
you mean?
normal.
Or no, because I'm hurt. All right. So we're looking at risky with limited effect. And
Yes. If you want to push yourself to desperate position, then you can give yourself limited effect. Yes.
How can I take a die off of my roll, or do we just want to say the last die doesn't, because I'm at
We'll make the last die not count.
okay, because there's no way to just subtract a die.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
All right. All right. Let's.
Do you want to make a devil's
4.
Okay. 4. Gosh.
Am I escaped now? So many rolls to do this. Goodness.
I think you get away, and as they, I hate to do this knowing where you're at, but you're gonna take some heat from that because it's the only thing I think makes sense at this point.
All right.
Michael!
I'm escaped though. But the frickin'
Was it worth it?
the frickin' douchebag vampire doesn't know that it was us that did this though. Just the blue coats. They're not connected.
Sure, yeah.
All right. I'm done. I'm out.
Curse
Well.
you.
Oh my gosh. I wish my keyboard would stop. I'm trying to type to Megas in the chat, and my keyboard keeps adding extra letters. Okay, there we go.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Never mind.
We'll just move away so no one can see the fortune rolls that the DMs make.
It doesn't. It's
Secret.
not for anything.
Yeah,
I was
sure,
just
okay.
trying to.
Whatever you say, man. Well,
I'd want to do that.
with that, now that Weaver has escaped the clutches of his own hubris, we are going to take a quick 5-minute break. We're going to keep on playing until 9 o'clock Pacific, so we'll be on for another hour and 10 minutes or so after we get back from our break. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back. Enjoy the music while we wait, and make sure to tell your friends. If you haven't already, you can hit the follow button as well, which is just above Ian's face. You'll get notified anytime we go live, and yeah, see you in 5 minutes.